turi Dublin, aha ni mu gihugu cya Ireland. Aha rero niho hagiye kubera igikorwa cyo kwibuka ku nshuro ya 29 jenoside yakorewe abatutsi. Abanyarwanda batuye mu gihugu cya Ireland ndetse n'inshuti z'abanyarwanda bahuriye hano kugira ngo bibuke inzirakarengane z'abatutsi zapfuye mu 1994 bazize gusa uko bavutse. Maze mubiza kubera ahangaha kuko turi ku itariki 29 z'ukwa kane muri 2023, ni ibiza gusubira mu mateka. Haravugwamo ubuhamya, haravugwamo ibitekerezo, haravugwamo amateka, haraza kujyamo ndetse n'impanuro, ariko kandi haraza no kubonekamo ubutumwa bwa nyakubahwa ambasada uhagarariye igihugu cy'u Rwanda muri iki gihugu cya Ireland. Hanyuma haraza kubamo nanone indirimbo ndetse ziza kuririmbwa n'abana, abana babwirwa jenoside ubu ngubu ariko icyo gihe ntibari bariho, mbese kugira ngo bamenye amateka y'igihugu cyabo. Igicaniro TV Ireland.
Kurdish friends of Rwanda here in Ireland, I would love to welcome Kwibuka, followed by Mark later when you are finished.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kwibuka. I am a co-founder of one of the Kurdish community largest organization in Ireland, which called Kurdish Art Nergis Group. Our aim is to promote and protect Kurdish art and culture and the language. We, as a Kurdish community in Middle East, have a similar story to Rwandan genocide. So we do have a common shared story together. I am in multiple WhatsApp groups. Once I heard this event was going on, I was very interested to attend. In 1988, Iraq was a dictatorship country led by Saddam Hussein. Iraq government decided to get rid of the Kurdish nation in North Iraq. And in 1998, they started a process called Anfal campaign genocide against the Kurdish community. So they wiped out 5,000 villages and they destroyed many towns and they removed the people. We estimated around 200,000 people, and they never came back. They've been buried alive somewhere in South Iraq. The children and some of the women, we've been told now, have been sold to other Arabic countries. So Kurdish genocide in 1998 is very similar to Rwandan genocide. I'm very happy to see you commemorating this day to let the newer generation know about what's happening in Rwanda. I'm also interested to do something similar for our community in the future. So you inspired us to do same commemoration in Ireland. Obviously, we have done this kind of commemoration in European country, but since in Ireland we have a small community estimated around 4,000 people, we didn't have this kind of commemoration. So I'm really happy to see you here, and nice to meet some of you today in this event. and I look forward to meet you again. Thank you for having me.
It's an honor to be here to commemorate the genocide with the Rwandan community in Ireland. I've been asked to say a few words on behalf of the Irish community. I'm Ireland. I feel in some way that I'm also Rwandan because I have a Rwandan wife, a Rwandan son. We speak Kinyarwanda a little bit for me, but my son speaks Kinyarwanda, my wife speaks Kinyarwanda at home. I've had the opportunity to visit Rwanda where we got married. And I know Rwanda is a very beautiful country with very beautiful and hospitable people. Rwandans really have a great culture for welcoming guests. They love you to come to the house and to give you a lot of hospitality. And I hope all of you are receiving similar kinds of hospitality in Ireland. I'm not sure today if Irish people still have that same culture that they used to have. But when I went to Rwanda, it really reminded me in many ways of the culture that we had in Ireland. Similar to what our friends were saying about the history in Kurdistan, Ireland has its own history of having lost 1 million people in the famine over 150 years ago now, and has a similar history in terms of being colonized. In Ireland, I would say many people haven't commemorated that because it was during colonial occupation. So it's really commendable to see what Rwanda is doing to continue to remember its people and to continue to meet even the Rwandan diaspora who are abroad in other countries to come together to remember the people who were lost in Rwanda. So it's a pleasure for me to be able to welcome you all here, and I hope in many years we'll still be coming together to continue to remember the victims and the survivors and the Rwandans of today who've overcome that trauma of 1994. So thank you for welcoming us.
Hello guys. Thank you, Justin. I'd like to thank you for attending this event to celebrate our people who have died because of how they are. And we take this time as a big things for our life and our history. It's really not that easy to speak about the genocide, because in our mind it comes big things, but because we had to be we had a reconciliation, we had things to come back to build the country, to build Rwandese as one person, not to be like the same story in 1994. So thank you very much. As you know, today we are here to celebrate or to remember our people who have died in 1994 because of how they are, because of their name or their tribes. I'm not going to say a lot of things. Just thank you. And the other things I'll be saying, we are not going to be allowed people to bring back our history. That main things. So we are here to stop everything and bring back a genocide from Rwanda. We are here for making one people as a Rwandan. It's horrible to hear that people have died, have killed each other, speaking one language, one culture, one country. If you had another country has 100 languages, 100 history, 100 cultures, but for us with 3 tribes speaking one language and killing. So it's horrible, it's crazy. So as younger people, as people who are here like our age, we stand from our language to stop all kind of the people who are against, again to bring back this ideology, to separate people, like what's happening. You see how like the movie was saying that's a short one. If you go deeply, we see how was it. So, and briefly, that's the only things we'll be keep doing, keep reminding people we can't remove the history, but we have to rebuild another history, a good history. Rwanda is not in genocide now. Rwanda is rebuilt. That's a country have moved on after 29 years ago. Rwanda is a Rwanda. People are coming there. There is no more Hutu and Tutsi. Now people are Rwandese. We are not calling Hutu. We are not going to call people Tutsi. We are calling Rwandese. No more measurement. No more separating. No more anything can be separate people. So guys, thank you very much for this occasion to come. Do with that. It's a big thing. I think I can value. You can value for the things people have died, have passed away because of how they are. I think I'll be stopping here. Thank you again. Thank you very much.
And as a greeting to everyone, so we are here gathered today to commemorate a fearful and terrible massacre that happened in 1994, genocide against the Tutsi, as you know it. So if not for the genocide, many of us would have like more siblings, a bigger family, more aunties, more uncles and all of that. And I'm not gonna say much, but it left the survivors mentally and emotionally drained from seeing their loved ones die in front of their eyes. We might not have been there during that time, but you see it through the fear that some of our older youth, as the previous speaker said, and we see through the way they speak, the history they give us, the videos we see during the commemoration. I'm from Rwanda, I haven't been here long, so during commemoration we usually see the videos, the teachings and histories, which is where I'm getting at. So, but we thank you all for overcoming your fears, for being able to get us where we are here as the youth. We're post-genocide, so the things or where we are today is due to the strength that you have built from what has happened from the past. Changing to Kinyarwanda, I'm sorry for that. Iyo mutababarira ngo mwiyunge ntawuzi niba uno munsi twari kuba tumeze uko turi. Turashimira igihugu duhereye ku nkotanyi kuri twebwe n'abasirikare bari baturinze mu Rwanda. Ni mwebwe ko muri aho kuntu twicara tugahura gutya twishimanye kandi twizihizanya mu bikorwa bitandukanye, ndetse tukanahura kwibuka abacu twe tutabashije kumenya ariko muri bamwe muri uyu munsi. Tukaza twiyubakamo urukundo, duterana imbere mu bukungu n'imibereho, tukagera aho turi none. So mu migani ya Kinyarwanda abayizi avuga ngo utaganiriye na so namenye icyo sogokuru yasize avuze. Donc nk'urubyiruko tugomba kubaza, ndetse n'abadukuriye, ababyeyi, abakozi, abanzi dufite, turabasaba kutwigisha nk'urubyiruko n'ibyo, turabasaba kutwigisha amateka yabaye kugira ngo natwe tumenye ibyabaye bitazongera kuba kandi ntituzibagirwe ibyabaye kera rwose. Nk'urubyiruko turashimangira gukomeza kwigisha amateka. So through meetings between ourselves, that's after what has happened, we want to meet more as the youth. Remember the games we used to play, sit and meet around, and gather as many times as we can. Teach our siblings the random games like Tili Senti between kids. Those are games that people in the past used to play, but today we still have that due to the history that we teach through our siblings and all of that. And maybe that's it. I think that's the last part. And start with maybe a small Muganda at home, build up to more community, Muganda and all that. So we meet more, we build a family together, a family away from home. We remove that, we remove the ideologies, we teach each other the history so that it doesn't happen again. Thank you very much.
ndizera ko benshi hano Kwibuka. Ndabanza kwihanganisha mwese warokotse jenoside yakorewe abatutsi mu 1994 mukomere ko kongera kuba ubwo gutwara. Ntabwo igihe nk'ibi umuntu ashobora kugira kubona ikintu uvuga biba bikomeye, ariko kandi ni igihe cyiza cyo gusubiza amaso inyuma tukareba aho u Rwanda rwavuye, tukareba icurabundi twarimo, tukareba aho tugeze uyu munsi, aho bizongera ukundi. Niba tugifite abantu bakuru batubwira amateka, twakabaye dufite urubyiruko cyangwa se abakiri bato bakurikirana ayo mateka kugira ngo history yacu ntizazimba. Ko ibi bintu ntabwo tubivuga kugira ngo twongere tuzabisubiremo, ahubwo tubivuga kugira ngo bijye bihora bitwibutsa ni iki twabuze, byagenze gute, ese biduha imbaraga zo kugira ngo hatazagira ikintu na kimwe cyongera kudusubiza mu bintu twaciyemo. Jenoside iba byari ari umwana waje twari dutuye Bugesera ahantu hitwa Intarama, ariko twavuze turi abana 10, mu bana 10 ninjye usigaye. Nta n'ifoto umuntu aba afite yo gusubira inyuma ubwe ngo uyu n'umusaza wawe, uyu n'umukuru wawe, uvanye ntabwo nzi ahantu bamujugunye, turamushyingura. Rimwe na rimwe iyo ucyumva abantu bahakana jenoside, wowe uzi neza ko uhagaze uri umuntu kandi mwaravutse mungana gutyo, usigaranye na mama wanjye gusa nawe asigaranye ingaruka za jenoside nyinshi ziramuhitana. Hashize imyaka 5 nawe agiye. Iyo nyumva abantu rero bahakana jenoside, ngenda umuhamya wa ntaravutse ku giti, ntaravutse njyenyine, sinzi bifata nk'uburwayi ntarabona izina. Rero niba turanga tungana gutya, twakabaye urubyiruko nibwo mbwira cyane, twakabaye dufite imbaraga, twakabaye dufite sinzi ikintu twakora kugira ngo nyine bihagarare, abantu bamenye ibyabaye, babiha agaciro. Guhakana ikintu cyabaye hari ibimenyetso, kandi uwo ugihakana uri umunyarwanda, tuvuka ahantu hamwe, dufitanye, turi bamwe. Sinzi ntabwo ukuntu nabyita. Niba tugifite abo bantu bivuze ngo turacyafite abarwayi muri twebwe bakwiye gukira, kandi bazakira ari uko biciye muri twebwe. Ntabwo mvuga ibintu byinshi kubera ko birakomeye, ariko ndabicisha mu kantu gatoya kameze nka poem, kandi muzi kubabwira ngo mukomeye. Beza bacu twabisikanye, abarenze duhinduka, icyuho cyanyu ntawacyusa, umwanya wanyu ntawawukwirwamo. Mwari beza bo gukundwa, gusa bari bambaye icyo kirezi ntibamenye uko kera. Niko kwibwira ko kubikiza ariko kubengerana, maze bakora mu nda rwambyaye. Rwanda umunsi duhura wari watesetse, inguma zigusaritse, ntagusanganye igisebo umufunzo, numva ndapfuye. Rwanda mubyeyi, nkuza umubyimba, kunda muzenguruke, maze twibuke ibyo muri Mata 94. Mata y'amatage, mata y'amaraso atemba, mata y'induru y'imiborogo hose. Ka gacumu gashira amanga, kamwe katagira uwo gatinya, kashira amanga karakanyagwa, rikamavume ko gatsinda. Ibitambavuga bitaka cyane, ababyeyi baboroga, inkurikirane ziburana n'iwabo, umuhoro uvuze ubuhuha, musaba imbabazi nta gicumuro. Ngabo bakuru banjye baratemaguye, basaza banjye igisenge kibabika iminsi, mama ubwo niko bamusimburanaho, ubwo wumva ko umututsi kaza ryoha. Data we sinzi nabo bakujugunye, byibuze ngo tugushyingure mu cyubahiro, ariko humura, dore narakuze, cya giti batemye cyarashibutse, yewe naranibarutse, umwuzukuru musa cyane. Ugiye inkotanyi zaraje zo kabyara, zidukura muri rwa rwina nyaramyoro, twishiragamo ziratuvura, ziratwomora, zidusubiza ubuzima buzo bagaheka. Nkamereye amashyi inkotanyi niba gutanga. Sinabibagirwa nkumburwa, nubwo mbibuka nkabakumbura, nkababura, ariko nimuzazima twararokotse. Bimwe mwakundaga twarabitoye, urukundo n'umurava na ya neza twarabigumanye. twakeye mu maso imitima ikiniha ariko iyo tubavuze turaruhuka babahize bukware twe tuzabahiga ubutwari bakujije urwango reka twe tuzavuze urukundo mukazi mutwara rukutse.
In common, because I think the Irish hospitality is second to none, to be honest. Maybe second to Rwanda. We all have that thing in common. And as well, I would like I like what you say, that you're going to think about how to commemorate the Kurdish genocide. We can call that genocide. I tell you one thing. Sorry, Naomi was saying something. She feels very sad when people, Rwandans, until today, we still have genocide denial. That's one of the factors that I believe can cause somewhere in the world this genocide keep repeating it. Once we still have genocide denials out there, it's something that signals that this thing is more likely to happen elsewhere in the world. There is this campaign in Rwanda, they say never and never again. I think this thing of commemorating, remembering all the time, it's really stopped, whether it's in Rwanda, neighboring country, or anywhere in the world. So I really recommend, if you can do such thing, you remember, you pick a month or a day, and you all remember your victim. You say 5,000 villages just were destroyed like that, talking about 200,000 people. That's a lot. So if you ever think of that commemoration, you can contact our community leader, Gatete, and we'll be very happy to join you.
Thank you.
Now, today as well, we were supposed to be joined by His Excellency the High Commissioner of the Republic of Rwanda, resident in London, but he also covered the Republic of Ireland. But due to some reason, he hasn't presented his credential here. We couldn't be with him today. However, he sent his message, which will be read by Jean-Baptiste. When you are ready, Jean-Baptiste, you can give us the message from His Excellency, the High Commissioner of the Republic of Rwanda in London.
Dear Rwandan community in Ireland, dear officials, and dear friends of Rwanda. First of all, I would like to thank you for organizing this and turning up today for the important Kwibuka 29 event in good numbers. All those who spoke before me and those who gave testimonies, thank you very much. The strength of survivors and their message helped to educate a wide audience and contribute significantly to our shared desire to make never again a reality. Testimonies are a stark reminder of why we must renew our commitment each year to never forget or rest commitments each year to never forget or rest or sleepwalk into thinking that the threat of the genocide ideology has ceased to exist. The voices of survivors must be heard as they give a detailed account of what happened, will help us to preserve historical clarity and to avoid the history repeating itself. Number one, genocide denial. Denial is the final stage of genocide. It can be as personal as much as of an offense as the genocide itself. For victims, denial ensures the crime of genocide goes on and blocks any path to healing and reconciliation. Deniers of the genocide against the Tutsi are mainly outside of Rwanda, in places where denial is not a penal offense. In as many as 16 European countries, denial of the Holocaust is a crime and can be prosecuted. Yet, the genocide against the Tutsi is not afforded the same level of prosecution. denier is always connected to the perpetrators and ideologues of genocide. Genocide denier is not free speech. It cannot be classified as a free speech. It is a crime which causes damage to others and incites and ignites evil ideology. As a community and as a society, we must equip to fight the lies of the deniers with the truth of the survivors. We must not rest and think that the threat of denial has diminished. It can rear its ugly head anywhere, but you can challenge it. You should challenge it, and you must remember there is an entire Rwandan community and friends of Rwanda behind you, ready to support you. To the international community, we are commemorating a genocide that could have been prevented and stopped, a fact that should be remembered by all for all time. Undoubtedly, there were international affairs of commission.
Aba tugiye gukoresha indirimbo yitwa urumuri rw'icyizere cyangwa se urumuri rw'ubuzima dore ko bisayita abantu bayizi badufasha ntacyo twaye kuririmba. Urumuri rw'u Rwanda n'urwanjye nawe, urumuri rutazima n'urumuri rw'ubuzima. Hobe Rwanda rwambyaye, hobe Rwanda nkunda, hobe Rwanda rwongeye kuvuka. Reka mwihoreze mucanire urumuri kumurikire iteka kandi humura muzigera ruzima. Urumuri rw'u Rwanda n'urwanjye nawe, n'urumuri rutazima n'urumuri rw'ubuzima. Reka nguhobere nkugire ni komera, komera Rwanda, ndaje ngo nguhobere ukomeze mugira neza. Urumuri rw'u Rwanda n'urwanjye nawe, n'urumuri rutazima n'urumuri rw'ubuzima.
Ndaje nguhoze ubwenge ntabwo uri wenyine, reka wa mwijima wanyuzemo niwo watumye kwiga kugeza
urumuri rw'u Rwanda n'urwanjye nawe, urumuri rutazima n'urumuri rw'ubuzima.
Cya giti basiguriye cyarashibutse, kumvisha ni utubwira mukomera, reka mukomeze ababuze abawe, kumera nawe wasigaye wenyine, kumera nawe utari aho wavutse, kumera nawe utarashyingiye abawe, baho ubura ubuzima bukunze wibuke kwiyubaka.
Urumuri rw'u Rwanda n'urwanjye nawe, urumuri rutazima n'urumuri rw'ubuzima.
It's the light. of remembrance. Thank you.